I was very impressed with the 3D graphics. In fact, that was one of the first things that stuck out to me when we moved into the neighborhood and we saw one of our neighbors who had the green scene sign up. One of the first things we did was go online to kind of compare what we're seeing in the video and the 3D versus what we're seeing on site. And what an amazing job in terms of the graphics, the video, the presentation. It mimicked real life. And I was very impressed by the accuracy and the aesthetics of it.
So having those 3D graphics and being so precise to what it's actually going to look like was just like everything. So I think that was a big factor in kind of going with green scene, because we kind of knew the final product was going to be what was presented, not just like the sketch, and it could turn into anything really.
There would be no bait and switch.
Yeah. There's always going to be things that go wrong, or there's going to be, things that what you were expecting doesn't kind of come out to be that way. And from that standpoint, what Green Team did was really kind of communicate with us. Building a pool is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity I think for a lot of people. I don't think people have grown up with pools. We both have never grown up with a pool. So just the idea of having a home with a pool was kind of like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing for us. But the fact that we got to build it and have every single thing that we wanted is just like beyond. And sometimes we're still like, oh my God, can you believe this? We look at our yard and we're just like, how did this happen? Okay, what's my dream backyard? And for that dream backyard to come to reality is just beyond. And that's exactly what Scott did. I remember we went into that first meeting, it was like, cost aside, what is your ideal backyard? Like, what's your dream? And we just blurted it all out there. He listened and he came back with a design that actually incorporated everything. And when we got that design back, we were just like blown away. And we're just like, we have to go with Green Scene, because it was literally everything we wanted. The way it was kind of planned and designed, it was just perfect.
I'm a simple Midwest Chicago boy, so I have never built a pool. I never thought I would build a pool until I moved into this neighborhood. And what I can say is the process was much more simple than I thought it would be, mainly because of Green Scene. One of the reasons why we picked Green Scene is we're so busy with our jobs. And we work so many hours, we just didn't have time to manage the managers at other companies. And we've heard some horror stories. So, contracting with Scott and Green Scene really eased our mind. And it was even though, it's over the top, some would say over the top luxury, as some of my friends from Chicago have said, kind of straight out of the movies. It was actually a pretty simple process. Scott and Green Scene made it very easy, kind of guided us step by step, and at the same time, kind of involved us in the process.
It's been less than a year since since everything was complete, or since our kids actually jumped into the pool. And we've had so many just great experiences and parties and memories. Every single person that comes into our home, they're just like blown away. They're like, this is so amazing.
My friends from Chicago basically said this is a picture from a Hollywood movie, just sitting here in the backyard with the view and this amazing kind of setup in the back.
We interviewed other companies. We were actually engaged with another contractor. And we put down a deposit for this contractor. And then, it just didn't feel right to go with this other contractor. They didn't have the experience, and you could tell there was just something missing. So we actually talked and we're like, okay, we have to go to Green Scene and get a design from Green Scene, because we'll always kind of question, what did we do, if we made the right decision. And I'm so glad we did that, because we went back to Green Scene. They gave us a design, and we just couldn't say no.
And the thing that surprised us the most, our hesitation was, just looking at prior backyards and the luxury. We thought it was going to be way over our budget, and getting price quotes from other competitors and getting into an engagement with another competitor, we felt a little envious. We wanted to at least go and get a design. And much to our surprise, we realized that Green Scene is basically in the same ballpark. You're getting a more luxurious deliverable, and at the same time, it's kind of concierge service. So it was just an amazing experience.
When you compare kind of apples to apples, it's not out of the ballpark. A lot of times you're getting contractors that are giving you pricing, but it's not transparent pricing. So you don't really know kind of what you're going to end up with. And if you're comparing kind of apples to apples, like quality-wise, there's a big difference, right? Because you can have, there's so many different levels of pools and what is the materials and all of that. So, and I'm an accountant, so I'm like a numbers person. So I really value the details of like the pricing that was provided to us, and it made it really easy to kind of compare what we're getting versus what someone's telling us we're getting. So I think that made a big difference.
So we were surprised how detailed it was, basically asking us everything about what we were interested in, what our hobbies were, what type of people we were, not just from a aesthetic standpoint, but from a personality standpoint. So we were pretty impressed at how thorough that questionnaire was. So my favorite wow factor by far, and something actually Scott came up with the idea, was the elevated fireplace area in the backyard, because we have this beautiful view overlooking the valley with the city lights. So I think by far that is the one feature and location in the yard that is my wow factor.
My wow factor would be the ginormous hot tub. And everyone laughed at me, and everyone continues to laugh at me when we would tell them when we were building, and they would look at our jacuzzi hot tub area and say, "What is that? Is that like a mini pool?" And I said, No, that's our hot tub. I'm like, what kind of parties are you expecting to have here? I was like, trust me, guys. Like, no one wants to be in the pool when it's like hot. All adults want to be in the hot tub area. And for the past, I don't know how many ever parties we've had, everyone's been in the hot tub, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, this hot tub. And our hot tub is like 10 by 7 feet or something. So I love that.
The sheer speed of how fast and how quickly the pool hole was dug up. It was amazing. I mean, it was done within a day. And I remember coming back from work, or getting off of work and looking down. I'm like, oh my God, they were here for like 3 hours. It's done. So it's just amazing at the sheer power and speed at which the backyard was dug out.
We come home and it was dirt, and now there's like this pool and all this stuff going on within a matter of like days or sometimes hours, and it's just like, whoa. Absolutely,
I would recommend the Green Scene to family and friends, and yeah, we can and do. I think if you're a busy professional and you want certainty and peace of mind, Green Scene is the contractor for you.
Green Scene, the wow factor contractor.